Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How you doing? I'm going to do the next video on the rack here. And you guys know I've done these first two sections, so they're a little bit more organized. And I've got some stuff I've taken up into the garage, into the boats for the season. So what I had left on this shelf is just some random stuff and mostly tubes. So I'm just going to, this shouldn't be too long because there's not 500 boxes like there were down there. Or when I get to the creature baits, which you can see is a lot. So I don't even remember what some of this stuff is, so let me see. I don't know what these little boxes have in them. To me, this looks like some of these rubber, I forget who made these, when you want to peg your weights. I can't remember who made these. If you guys remember, you can let me know in the comments. I might remember it by the time I post it, but this is just different ways to you know, peg your weights and stuff. Let's see. These are Eagle Claws. Oops. You guys have all seen these little packs with the little things here to the bobber stops to peg your weight. I don't really peg my weights a lot when I'm pitching, soft plastics, but when I did, I'd have this little box out there. So that's what that is. But that doesn't been out into the boat in a while. I don't remember where, this was almost like an old, not really a chatterbait idea. I don't remember where I found these, who made these. I don't know if it was, these are so old. These skirts are, I think these are like rubber skirts. But this thing would have a lot of action. And it would have that worm as a trailer. I don't remember where I saw this online. Let's see if it says it on there. Oh, it does kind of say it. I don't know if that's going to come out for you guys to read. If not, I'll read it to you. It looks like it says Carver's Dragon Jig. That's what it was called, the Dragon Jig. And it did have a lot of action. I remember using these when I first got them, but I don't think it was ever really did much for me. That's one of those things that came out. You try to, so it's the Dragon Jig. So I, back in the day, how many years ago, who knows, bought these and threw them around a little bit, but I never really fell in love with it. So I think this actually might be, I'll just do this one first, because I think this, I'll do the last camera angle here for you. This is more of them, some different colors, so that Dragon Jig. I might do a little research online, see if it still exists. I don't even know. But that's what that was called, the Dragon Jig. Let's see. It's like these old wood stream boxes. This looks like some ice fishing jigs here. I haven't ice fished in years. When I lived in Jersey, I actually lived on a lake and I didn't even ice fish that much, but it's just some ice fishing jigs. And this is just a bunch of junk. I don't know if there's anything in here that has any value whatsoever to me nowadays. Looks like some old little flies, some weights. Who knows where I got this? Probably got handed down to me. I don't know if that's an old, it might be an old thing in there, a little wax thing or something. I'm not even sure what that is. But looks like some old flies. Who knows where I got those? Now the stuff that's a little more, modern. You guys have seen me show you these before. This is that a very good bait. If you like to go out and drag craws around, this old Gets It craw. I used to especially love this one here, with that chartreuse on it. I've shown you these in videos before. Gets It comes with these pre-rigged craws, the 3/8 and maybe quarter 3/8. I don't know if they do a half. I think it might be a quarter and 3/8. This one I think is a quarter with that smaller head. I wish they did a 1/2 ounce, but I always like this watermelon with that chartreuse on there. But there's some different colors. And like I said, if you look at my old videos, you'll see the different ones. I think they had, I'm not sure how many different colors they have altogether. But that's a really good bait. I used to do very well back in Jersey on the reservoirs. Just dragging them around. And the rocks and stuff. I always did well with those. So that's a nice bait. That gets it craw, pre-rig craw. I think the rest is, unless there's something buried in here, I think the rest of these, that's an old box. I remember who made them. I think the rest of these are tubes. And I love, even though I haven't done it as much in recent years, flipping tubes. So I have years and years of tubes that I've bought here and there at outdoor shows, at tackle shops, you know, when tackle shops were a thing, of these 4.5, 5-inch tubes that I love to flip and you know, have lots of different colors. That black neon was always my favorite. When I first started fishing, bass fishing in Jersey back in the day, Greenwood Lake, this black neon tube would kill them, you know, before Greenwood Lake went to hell. But, you know, this is a great bait. And some of these, I don't even remember where I bought some of these old tubes with these different colors. But I love flipping tubes. And I think this box looks like basically 5-inchers. Some of these might be small. Let's check this one out. That might be a 4.5. That might be a Strike King right there. So it might be just kind of a mix and match here. This, I think, is a Strike King. That white with that orange there. But most of these tubes you'll see will probably be flipping type tubes, because that's what I like to do with them. What's this here? Oh, we do have something different. This is my my Tech Baits box. Got some creature baits, some hogs, some craws of the old Tech Baits that Eric used to make. Love the blues. This one here was my favorite, I believe. Yes, I believe this was the natural craw. I always liked this one the best. Great color. And I think there's, you know, it's all craws. Some colors of the hog. You know, the brush hog type bait. Killer bait right there. So, did have something a little different in there. And you can tell it's got salt all over it. So, right now my hand is covered with salt. But I believe now the rest are tubes. So let me move over the chair over here. Show you these. And I don't know if it's going to say, it might just say tubes. Actually, put it up here, get it a little higher for you. Strike King tubes. So these are Strike Kingers. Some different times. I love the black neon, black and blues. I mean, the blues, they're all good. This was one that, when it came out and I got it, did great with that. It was hard to find that one. But even the chartreuse one did well with all of them. In the spring, that white was killer. Flipping that around rocks and stuff. Pre-spawn. Or now in the summertime when the water gets really dirty. Or more stained, I guess I should say. But those are all Strike King tubes right there. Strike King makes, I don't know if Strike King, how they're, I'm assuming they're still making the Denny Brower tube. But I have so many, I haven't bought like new tubes in a long time. Let's see, this is just another random box of tubes. I always like the whites. Found this one at an outdoor show once. Great in dirty water, that pink color. You don't see a lot of big pink tubes around. Some of these natural colors are great. They're all good. Some of these might have come from Lower Parts Online. I don't really remember where all these, just looking at these colors, I think they might be from Lower Parts Online, but I don't remember for sure. But just some random different colors. And I love flipping tubes. Just, you know, just doing this video and looking at these boxes makes me want to go out and throw them around, because I haven't done it much in the last few years. Here's just some Gets It tubes, some smaller tubes. Some of these might actually be, I don't know if these are pre-rigged ones or not. Some of them, no. But these are the smaller tubes. And I used to use like a color like this. Just on a, you know, you use the internal, you know, jig head on these. This used to be like my bed fishing color right here. This pearl with that blue fleck and that black fleck. It used to be my favorite bed fishing color before I started throwing a net on beds. But I would look for, you know, these lighter colors for bed fishing. You know, when that was my favorite, you know, technique for bed fishing was, you know, a 3.5-inch tube, you know, with a very light, you know, 1/8 internal head, because you don't want it too heavy. But that's what those are all some different Gets-Its right there. The ones, the silver flake ones with the eyeballs on them. Kind of cool. Maybe the eyes would fall off eventually, but nice idea. Let's see, what's that one say? Man's Reaction Innovation Tubes. So this has got the Man's Dragon Tubes. That series came out. And on Lake Apacon, when this first came out, killed them on this one. This one was a killer on Lake Apacon when it first came out. Might still work. I don't know. I haven't fished Lake Apacon in years, so I don't know. So if you guys have any of these Man's tubes and you're fishing Lake Apacon in the next few weeks, try it. And as I've said, the white here in the springtime, great, 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 great. Yeah, or when the water's dirty. And then here's some of those. I don't know if, you know, Outdoor Reaction Innovation still makes the big boom boom tubes or whatever they call these. They had some cool colors. It's a great tube. The whites, some different colors. Black. This might be a Man's. This is the Man's one. Black and blue is good too. Because it's more like, this one's more like a smoke with blue flakes, not necessarily a black blue. But that Man's Dragon tube was a nice tube. Like I said, I don't know if they make those anymore. I don't think they do. But they might be out there. This was a kit I got from, I don't know, somebody I think might have got this for me for Christmas. This is just the coffee tubes, 100-piece kit. Was it, what did it say? 109-piece kit. Look how young KVD looks there. And there's Denny Brower. Death Before Decaf. 3.5-inch and 4.5-inch tubes in here. So there's some flipping tubes and just some of the smaller dragon tubes like these. A lot of great colors. Ooh, I know you guys can't smell that from there, but get the sniff. That green pumpkin was great. I mean, they're all good. I used all these. That black neon was always one of the ones I like to throw a lot. But they're all good. Nice little kit. If I know I'm going to drag tubes, I usually throw this in the boat because there's some colors in there I like to have and to throw around. Here's some more Gitsits. These might be the bigger Gitsits, some of them mixed in. I don't think they're all Gitsits. I don't remember, like these ones here. They might be just a random brand. But these are all, you know, some of them are smaller. Some of them are bigger. And as I said, I'm not sure if all these are Gitsits. They might be. But those flashy colors I always liked for the bed season or the dirty water season. It seems like every box has some smoke in there. Can't go wrong with that. Some great colors. These two-tones were always neat. This was a good bed one, this one, if I remember right. That's silver on the one side and the white belly. But all good stuff. So some more Gitsit tubes there for you. Let's see. Just random tubes. My guess is they're going to be mostly Strike King. And just looking at the box, I'm pretty sure they are. I forget what they called that series that had all that, had that tail. But a lot of these are Strike Kings. Maybe some random green pumpkins I grabbed here and there. I mean, green pumpkin is probably the most popular tube color, you know, going. I know the Strike King ones, when they did that orange there, that was always cool. I can't remember what they called that. But I'll see what I can find online that's still out there. But I'm sure Strike King's still making tubes. Let's see. Does this one say who it is, or does it just say tubes? Oh, shockingly, more Strike Kings. There's a nice box right there. And believe it or not, guys, there are tube boxes up in the boat right now that I don't have down here. That red shad was always neat. Throw that around every now and then. It's a great color. I think these are, I don't want to say 5-inch. I think the Strike King flipping tube was 4.5-inch, so not quite a fiber. But some great colors. You know, the green pumpkins with the different tails, the two-tone ones here. You know, this one's got like the black neon on one side, the black and red, and then the blue. I don't remember what they called that color, but it was really cool. At the time, you know, I think it might have been Denny Brower that won the classic flipping a tube, and they became huge back in the day at that time. So Strike King was, you know, pumping out different colors, and it was such a popular bait at the time. Random tubes, so let's see what we got, if I can recognize them when I open them up. I cannot, so I don't know who these are. But I think probably 9 times out of 10, if you say it's a Strike King, you'd probably be right. Just looking at them, they do look like a lot of Strike Kings, but you can see a lot of green pumpkins in there, a lot of the darker colors, even some light ones in that corner there. It's kind of neat looking. I think that's a Strike King. You know, after they're in the box for a while, you know, you gotta just kind of some of these tails get a little tangled up. Straighten them out. Pull the plastic apart. But tubes, tubes, tubes. And these look like, these might all be like the 3. These are all smaller ones. It looks like the 3.5 inch size for that interior hook. So some more tubes there. And the last box, and I said this would be a short video, and it's still 15 minutes long. Riverside tubes. Now there's an old name. I don't think Riverside exists anymore. Old Bass Pro box. So there are Riverside tubes. Like I said, I don't think Riverside exists still. Maybe that became Yum. I don't remember for sure. Any of you guys out there watching know, just put it in the comments. But the Riverside tube was nice. I used to throw this around. Do well with this. I like the smoke and red. That was one of my favorites that they had. The white, obviously. When I was looking for a white tube, that perch color on top I liked. Did well with that one. See what it says out there. Riverside, you can kind of, hope that comes out. You guys can kind of see Riverside on there. But a nice little compact tube with a cool scent to it. So there you go. So that's it, everybody. That is, and I do have, you know, unfortunately, I don't say unfortunately, but I don't know if they're right here. I'm just gonna scan around, and I know I showed you guys all this already. The tube that I flip the most now is the Venom tube, and the Venom box just happens to be in the boat, so I didn't go and bring stuff back down. I just wanted to show you what was on there. There's some of those Mans ones down there. This is kind of like the tube section of what's still on the shelf, but that Venom flipping tube, and they call it, you know, I can't even see it because the thing is all faded, but it's not just black neon. Let's see if this one is a little clearer. Whoops. Black, red, green, because theirs has got a black, red, it's got the black tube with the red and the green flake. So this one here is this is my go-to, if I'm gonna go flip, and plus it's a 5-incher, I like the 5-incher better than a 4.5-incher. But if I'm gonna go out and flip tubes around, this is the first one I'm gonna try. I have other ones, as you can see, tons of other options and different colors from the Venom ones, but I will start with this one always. That's the one I'm always gonna start with and just see if they're on the tube bite. But I just thought I'd show you that quick because I didn't have the Venom tubes down here, they're up in the boat. But that's the tube. Oops, kind of missing the baits here. That's the tube selection. Some more tech baits there, some more tubes, and just some of those random things. And that was from the 3rd section of the shelf. The next section will be a video that may take some work just to get all of those boxes off the top and down on the floor and then show them to you. So if you guys are into creature baits and flipping creature baits, you will love this video when I do it. I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe tomorrow I'll do it. I don't know. It has pretty much rained like torrentially here almost every day lately. My plan is to fish tomorrow, but I don't know what to expect. It's rained so much. I may wake up and it may be pouring again, and I may just not feel like going out in the pouring rain. We'll see. It poured all morning today, and then it kind of stopped for a while, but now it's pouring again, so I figured I'd come down and do this video. But that's it. So the next one will be those creature baits. So that's the tube collection right there that's not in the boat right now. And you know, if you watch my other videos on the rack, you'll see the other tube companies that I have that are make kind of newer tubes and ones that are in bags that I haven't put in boxes. These are the ones that I've had for a long time. And that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions on tube fishing? I tend to flip and pitch a tube more than I drag it, although there is a time for both. But you know, I'd rather have my, you know, flip and stick out, 20-pound line, and a 5-inch tube and flipping around weeds and docks and rocks and laydowns and things like that. That's how I prefer to fish a tube, even though sometimes the time is right to, you know, get those 3.5-inch ones and just drag them around the bottom. That can be very good too. And it's something I don't really do as much as I used to, and I probably should because it's a great bait. But that's it. So any questions on any of these tubes that I showed you or any of these baits in general, let me know. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys watching and liking and sharing and subscribing and all that good stuff. So I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.